As for yesterday of May 11th, I woke up on time but not enough since my mom was showering. And yesterday we filled out our very last diary entries as this is the final stretch this week. Instead of answering playwright for one problem, I put ha podido for one of the answers. My teacher put pudo instead and corrected me saying that I should use peka even though I'm so technically correct. Later when he put puse as one of the students' answers, he said, "What did you say?" Yes. And later he reviewed the playwright versus imperfect quiz and noted the class is difficult. The teacher then announced an all-week study guide from 13 pages, essentially turning first period into a free period. So that's a completely 13-page assignment for all this week. It is a cumulative review of what we have learned, and as a side note, he made us pull out phones and also say that we should not be addicted to social media. We should spend our time doing other things. At another point, I also thought that maybe I should skip Spanish 2 in my opinion. Maybe try to specialize into other classes, such as take digital editing, for example, or maybe I should take computer graphics. But the thing is that next year, bro, I'm looking for sociality. That means whether it's a Spanish class, I want to go to a Spanish class where there's actually people I could talk to. Usually in the career technical classes, they're usually silent, so I want a place where I can live. My teacher says I don't want to bet when it comes to Las Vegas, when it comes to going to casinos, because I don't want food off of my kid's body and mouth. And the class was loud, vibrant, and mostly live, but my teacher did say something about social media, how it relates to gambling, and she should not be wasting money on casinos as much as we should not waste time on media. The assignment, the first one was present tense and the S star and Sarah basics, and in class I saw a large powder mess of some sort of girls. I believe they had something, and they even shared events footage of their mom to the teacher to share something. And I decided to finish out work later since this class was pretty loud. And as for PE, I applied a sunscreen and did the typical locker stuff, and I went in roll call. We did 2 laps in 10 minutes. I finished out my walking by then running. After that, I walked for a bit and I waited for, and I saw a lot of various spider species and bugs. Some boys even tried to use the tennis ball that I had to try to hit it out, but eventually they gave it back to me. And the girls that time before they tried to steal my ball, one of the ones in the freshman classes. So I drank lots of water and I even ended my 2 laps earlier because of how hot it was. And I unlocked the tennis courts with the teacher's keys this time like before and I was able to do it. As for most of the time, yes, I did look at the spider species the school had and a lot of the miniature ecosystems that most people don't notice. As for science, I went to science class and I got confused since my friend who was an ESL learner sat behind a desk behind me. I thought we moved, but we didn't move at all. The teacher then announced Schedul's portfolio on today's due Friday and wants improvement over time. He mentioned presentations this week, and this week's notes was all about renewable resources, and the class this time was quiet, though I kept calling Jen, even though Miranda was her true name. We watched a video, Can You Power a House with a Bicycle, on YouTube, and we learned about 1 kilowatt an hour and why it really doesn't work. I learned about solar energy and the new term voltaic, which relates to voltage. And unironically, Jen got called to move if she ended up talking. I'm talking about the Jen, not the Miranda Jen. And even then, the 2 girls who said that Jen would be called by the teacher said, "Jen, you gonna say ooh?" And they said, huh? And then later we learned about windmills. Basically, what he means is that the 2 girls near me, when Jen got called out, they said ooh. Now, when those 2 girls got called out, the teacher was expecting Jen to complete a full circle saying ooh. I don't think that's like breaking the joke. Funny enough, Salif's group keeps being called out because he ended up moving to another different seat. They were all being out, and later on we worked on solar and wind power research as one of the final assignments that we have this weekend. It was free time later when I finished it. It was simple, and he made us draw the pictures, explain it, and explain the benefits and the negatives. As for history, today I went to class early and our next bell ringer was asking us 2 to 3 things we can do on the public education and what we think. What I heard is that people love their ability to skills and learn about sociality and the fact that some schoolwork is easy depending on the class, at least according to the class consensus. And our notes today we had were about countries with least developed nations and in terms of literacy and education, and also their effect on colonialism today, former colonies, and local debt. He said that he has also a second job. He connects it because when he goes to Mexico, there's always news that American plates are targeted for money, and that issue can be seen in African countries who are less developed, and that corruption bribes people and that stops the economy from moving forward. He also mentions China is trying to buy new land and says that when China is ready, they have bases ready to invade the US or invade a country that starts World War III. They do sell land because of other countries' debts and lease that land for money, for example. I did the very last quiz for the notes, and the final will only be about this unit, is what I also learned. And the quiz is on paper, and we're free to use notes for the book search assignment that is done. But I already did it, so I don't need to use notes about it. And I also decided to hold off one more day until I turn in the other book search assignment. This time I decided to enter the cafeteria and try for like 10 minutes to find my other friends, and she said she's studying, but the library was closed, so she came to the cafeteria. We found a seat and we hung up. For like 10 minutes, I was trying to find a seat, but I couldn't find any. And for the rest of lunch, there was also this one person who I think felt alone. Her name was Lizzie, but her BF and her other friend wasn't there today, so like me, she had nowhere to. I should have explicitly offered a seat for her, but eventually she just wandered away. So I wish I did give her a seat, but I don't know where she went. But for my friend, actually came to me. She made me fill out an AP Stats project thing that asking for general info that she's going to use for statistics. I played with the green fidget spinner at this time. I didn't really do much though. For English, I bet 11 cents that students would be late, and the teacher gave the same nod as always, saying that yeah, students will be late. And I came almost late right through the bell, and one did technically come late right through the bell, but they had a pass with them, so it's a technical win. I checked to see if anyone was late, but no. Kalisa called me a gay friend before I entered English class. And later in class, today is the official talent day, and as the teacher called roll, the amount of times she had to shut the boys up, Kyle, Charles, and the others was exponential. And even Salif got called out for having his stuff out. I earned a free period this time. It was mostly quiet, mostly people were just relaxing around. As for math, I met with Davin Scoop before entering, and Levi said that he apparently gooned for 12 hours yesterday. And I said that, say wallahi, bro. to try to counter his saying. I didn't say anything. And in math class, we had a review for our last week assignments, and he also blabbered on why we should get better grades and not fail, as the teacher says. And she said no decimals or else there's no credit for certain problems. And in class, she reviewed the problems that we had: hypotenuse, angle depressions, and word problems. And we had a pair assessment review finally. And at the end, it was a cumulative trigonometry review of what we made. I finished it, and the class at this point was just loud. And the fake guy also got called out again for not going directions.